What is poppin' YouTube? It is Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And I am finally today finishing the Lilith series, finishing with Lilith in Pisces. Okay, let's get it. Before I get into it, I would like to let you all know that I do personal birth chart readings. So email me at s.island55 at Yahoo. See, I haven't said this in a minute. I forgot what my email was. But email me at s.island55 at yahoo.com for a personal birth chart reading. Also, I have done a Lilith in astrology video explained to the depths. I explain like the backstory, the myth behind Lilith, the whole Adam and Eve story, and all of that in a separate video. The link for that video will be in the description box below. Okay, so let me go over the polls that I usually post in my community tab that I go over in the beginning of every one of my astrology videos. Okay, so in this poll I asked, pick your favorite Taurus Sun singer. Hey, Taurus Sun over here. Kaylani, Stevie Wonder, Chris Brown, Adele, Sam Smith. And the winner with 35% out of 115 votes was Chris Brown. Yay! You know, I love Chris Brown as an artist. He's an amazing singer and an amazing dancer. Like Tauruses, we are super talented. Don't forget that I sing too. Don't forget. Hold on, I can do that better. Don't forget. Okay, that was better. Anyways, so yeah, Tauruses are amazing singers, right? We got the vocals down packed. Chris Brown, he got his vocals down pat. That boy can sing, that boy can dance. But I feel like Stevie Wonder should have won. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I said it there. I said it. Y'all can roast me in the comments, but I feel like Stevie Wonder should have won because he is the OG. But he did come in second though, and I want to get to that. He came in second with 23%. The third runner-up was Adele with 21%, and then Kaylani, and then Sam Smith was the last choice with 5%. I personally do think that every single one of these artists are exceptionally talented, like amazing singers. Like each and every one of these singers have amazing vocal range, and that is a Taurus trademark. Okay, and I'm proud to be called a Taurus because of these artists. Like they're pretty talented, they're pretty amazing, especially Stevie Wonder. And y'all know I had a little crush on Kaylani for a minute. And I used to be a huge fan of Adele in high school. She's still a great singer. Still a great singer. So, anyways, let me get into the video of Lilith in Pisces. Roll the clip. Okay, Lilith in Pisces. This is a placement. Okay, first of all, let me explain what Lilith is in astrology real quick. So, in astrology, Lilith, she is the corruption and the perversion of your zodiac sign. So, this is going to be the corruption and the perversion and the darkness and the dark, more negative extremes of Pisces. And this placement is going to be difficult because it's in Pisces. It's in Pisces. It's going to be kind of hard. And I wanted to call this video The Dreamer, but then I realized that wasn't, it didn't really capture the essence of Lilith and Pisces. Because yes, you are a dreamer, of course. Any Pisces energy, you're going to be super imaginative, which I can relate because I have Pisces in my seventh and my eighth house. So I'm super duper imaginative and I can be easily deceived and blah, blah, blah. Which we're going to talk about in this video. But I decided to call it the Illusionist because it's this whole placement is deeper than just you dreaming. You not only just dream, but you create a false reality with this placement. Okay, let me look at my notes. The first thing that I wrote down was that you have a tendency to get lost in your fantasies. Okay, so you have to be very careful with this placement. Honestly, from researching this placement, I would have to say that this is probably one of the most difficult Lilith placements to have, but can be one of the most powerful if you know how to use it. You know, if you figure out a way to hone in on your magic. Because the Lilith and Pisces are some magical mofos, okay? Y'all are some very powerful, magical, mystical people. And y'all are prone to mysticism and magic and sorcery and occult magic and things like that. And you can literally master that. But since it's in Lilith and Pisces, since it's in Lilith, it's more dark. It's like, yeah, you can be a master sorcerer, but you can be a master sorcerer of evil with this placement, okay? So be careful with the fact that you can get lost in your fantasies to the point where you can lose touch with reality and have, psychotic breaks and, experience psychosis and hallucinations and, psych disorders like psychological disorders. You're prone to having psychological disorders with this placement, like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, issues where you hallucinate and lose touch with reality. And it doesn't help that you are prone to addiction either, because you do drugs that bring out these hallucinations and that bring out these mental issues. So this placement is very dangerous spiritually, and also as far as your mind go, it can be very dangerous because Pisces, the 12th house, which is Pisces house, it rules the subconscious mind. So there's a lot of illusions and darkness that comes from your subconscious. So it's kind of hard for you to channel your abilities and to understand yourself on a subconscious level. When it comes to your subconscious, there's a lot of confusion there, and you do a lot of things subconsciously that you're not even aware of, that a lot of times is very negative. And so with this placement, you can have issues with your identity and understanding yourself and who you are on a subconscious level. Okay, I'm looking at my notes here, but I wrote down that these people are very imaginative thinkers, and they're always trying to find like the deeper meaning behind things. Those that are more in tune with the spiritual aspect of Lilith and Pisces. There's also on the extreme end of Lilith and Pisces, you can reject all things spiritual and reject your psychic abilities, which you do have. Lilith and Pisces, you are highly intuitive and very empathic, and you can sense some things. And we're going to talk about the sexual aspect of this placement, because that definitely does play into that, the whole escapism thing that y'all got going on. Okay, so sometimes you can experience an imbalance between the dream world and the real world. Okay, and like I said, the imbalance is you can lose touch with reality, or you can just reject the dream world as a whole and be overly realistic and be fearful of the dream world and be fearful of your imagination. And I wouldn't recommend avoiding your imagination with this placement. I'll recommend you getting in tune with your imagination, because you can do some very powerful works of manifestation with this placement. You can manifest your wildest dreams with this placement. But on the dark side, because this is in Lilith, you can manifest your wildest nightmares. So you have to be very careful. These people are prone to psychic attacks. These people are prone to, being what's the word I'm looking for? Having attachments, like spiritual attachments, like negative entities, like demonic entities can be drawn to you, especially when you're imbalanced with your sex life, and also when you are not in tune with your spiritual side, and when you aren't aware of that, because you have a very magnetic spiritual abilities, right? You have a very magnetic aura about you. These people can be very gifted healers. So, because you can be very empathic and you're a gifted healer and things like that, you are prone to attracting people who try to use you and take advantage of you. And they can sense that you have issues with your boundaries, which you do. You struggle with laying down boundaries and saying no to people, because you can be a people pleaser to the extreme. Because mind you, Lilith is the extreme of the sign. So Pisces are already naturally like people pleasers. They have issues laying down boundaries. So to the extreme, you have issues laying down boundaries, to a point where you literally lay down and be a doormat for people, and this can cause you to be used. This can cause you to be abused. You attract toxic partners with addictions, partners who are very needy and clingy, narcissistic partners who are really good at manipulation and things like that. And also, you yourself can be a master manipulator. And that's where the title The Illusionist comes in. You are good at putting the veil over people's eyes. Okay, you are a master illusionist. You are good at creating a reality in front of people that doesn't really exist and convincing them that it does. You're really good at living in your own reality, creating your own reality that doesn't exist, for better or for worse. You know, this could be a good thing if you really channel the energy the right way. And if you overcome the demons of Lilith and Pisces, you can be really, really good at creating your reality in a positive way. But because this is Lilith, in the beginning, you will most likely create a reality that you don't really want, and a reality that can be very toxic. This is the type of person who can lose themselves in substances. So you have to be really careful with this placement because you are prone to addictions of drugs, alcohol, and especially sex, because this is a very sexual placement. These people can be addicted to sex, like highly addicted to sex, because they need to escape. And sex is their way of escaping from their mental chaos, which they experience a lot. And it's their way of escaping from the reality, which they kind of hate. Like planet Earth and Lilith and Pisces is like, sometimes there's issues there. You don't really feel like you're all the way on planet Earth. Sometimes you walk about the earth feeling like you're not all the way present. You know, this type of person can be the type of person that can say, I just don't feel like I'm all the way here right now. I just don't feel like myself right now. I just feel kind of detached. Naturally, these people are very artistic and very creative, and that can be your saving grace. Having a Lilith in Pisces, that can be your way of coping with the darkness that has a tendency to befall Lilith in Pisces, because y'all are prone to some darkness. Honestly, I would say more than most of the other Lilith placements, because y'all don't have boundaries and because y'all are so intuitive and empathic, um, that y'all can attract negative spirits, and things like that. And if you are not protected spiritually, and if you or don't protect yourself sexually as well, you can attract negative spirits off of your sexual partners. Like, oof, this placement, you can really draw in some spirits that you don't really want to draw in through sex, through drug abuse, you know, because spirits linger on alcohol, you know, and on substances and things like that. And you can attract other people's demons through sex. You can attract negative spirits off of people, um, through like that physical contact. Like you can be, these people are prone to being like physical empaths, you know, like the clairvoyance, the claircognizance, the clairaudience. Like you got all of that going on, and whichever one is the physical one, I can't remember which one was the physical one, but I actually had that ability to, you know, for people to touch me, and then I feel the energy off of them. But mind you, I do have Pisces in my 7th and 8th house. um so you also may have a deep fear of your shadow side. You know, you may fear your own darkness because you know you can be very dark, but because you have an issue accepting reality, which your darkness is your reality, you have an issue accepting that because you're an escapist. You don't want anything to be bad. You want everything to be beautiful and blissful. You know, you want to be a part of this dream reality that's very heaven like. You want to reach heaven on earth. And that's why you do the drugs and stuff like that, because you're trying to reach heaven. So of course, when it comes to your shadow side, you're like, I don't really have that. That's not real, you know. But it is real. It is. You have a shadow side. We all have a shadow side. Don't be afraid to explore it, because once you explore your shadow side, that's when your power comes in. That's when you can get tapped into your power. You know, you have dark abilities. You know, you have abilities. I wouldn't say dark abilities, but let me not say dark abilities, but you have abilities that you can use for dark, or you can use it for light. You know, and people, once you transcend your spiritual darkness, once you transcend on the spiritual evolution journey, once you transcend, you could be a very powerful leader, somebody who is like a shaman, like a guru type person. Once you really delve into your shadow side and heal, because a lot of the times Lilith and Pisces people experience a lot of trauma. They are prone to sexual abuse and things like that. And so they do harbor a lot of trauma. And once you face that trauma and heal from that trauma, you can become a very powerful leader, okay? A very powerful spiritual leader and a very powerful spiritual teacher. And with this placement, I would definitely advise for you to get in tune with your artistic and creative side, because that's going to help you to like release the the chaotic thoughts and things like that. Okay, so let's talk about the sexual side of Lilith and Pisces. Okay, with this placement, um, during sex, you like to play, like, you like to be the submissive one. You like to just like lay yourself down and let that person dominate you. That can be bliss for you. Sexually, you have a lot of sexual fantasies and fetishes with this placement, whether you want to express that with people or not. Um, you have this deep, deep need for your sexual fantasies to be played out, with somebody. You'll try to manifest people who can bring and live out the sexual fantasies that you have, because with this placement you can be very obsessive over your sexual fantasies and over your sexual desire. You can be very obsessive when it comes to sex, always wanting it, always needing it, always thinking about it, daydreaming about it, and you have all these different ideas and things that you want to experience when it comes to sex. And you can also be the type of person to write like erotica. Is that what it's called? Erotica? Like stories, like sexual stories, but like in a fantasy sense. You could be the type of person that really enjoys writing science fiction erotica. Somebody who enjoys reading and writing, short stories or long stories about, like mystical creatures having sex with each other. Or you could fantasize about it. I know it's out of this world, but that's Pisces. It's out of this world. That's Lilith and Pisces. It's out of this world. I know it is. It is out of this world. But you could literally fantasize about being sexual with, creatures from another planet. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel like a creature from another planet. I mean, let's face it. Sometimes you don't even identify with humans. Sometimes you can identify more with aliens and angels and whatever else. And you can be an angel. I was about to say you can be an angel. You can be very angelic, but it's in Lilith. So you most likely will start off as a demon and then have to kind of get to that point. And that's not to say that automatically anyone who has a Lilith in Pisces is going to be toxic and they're going to be evil and they're going to be doing dark magic, because no, like a lot of Lilith and Pisces people don't even do magic at all. They don't even acknowledge that part of themselves, anyways, because of that fear that they have. And so, how to transcend the darkness of Lilith and Pisces, how to transcend the sexual addictions and being prone to demonic attachments and things like that, and psychic attacks, and things like that. How to overcome that is to get in tune with your imagination, get in tune with your spiritual abilities, meditate a lot, and start to heal. Start to heal your traumas. Start to heal your insecurities and things that you've been through. Start to just acknowledge them. Face the reality that is within and face the reality around you. Start with that. Facing the reality. Get in tune with that Virgo energy a little bit, and be a realist sometimes. And this is something I had to do recently. I don't have a Lilith in Pisces, but I'm just saying this is something I had to do recently, is be more of a realist, and face my shadow side, and face, when I am the problem. You know what I'm saying? So with the Lilith and Pisces, you cannot blame anybody for your addictions, because Lilith and Pisces, you do have a tendency to play the victim, like, over time. So you have to be careful to that you might place the blame on somebody else, and you might place the blame on your parents and be like, my parents is the reason why I'm an addict right now. My parents is the reason why I can't stop drinking. My parents is the reason why I'm crazy, and blaming your parents and playing the victim. And this is, I'm like this because this happened to me when I was a kid, and stuff like that. And you have to be careful not to play the victim so much that you can't even take accountability, for your own downfalls and for your own flaws and things like that. And it's okay to have flaws, Lilith and Pisces. We all have them. You just have to come to terms with them, honor them, love them, nurture them, love and nurture yourself. With this placement, you will live in some type of an illusion, or be really good at um, having the people around you live in some type of an illusion. These people can be very dangerous. These people can be very, very dangerous. But for the most part, they're more so prone to attracting dangerous people that take advantage of them, people that don't respect their boundaries, because Lilith and Pisces, you have issues respecting your boundaries. So my advice to you would be to put up thicker boundaries, to honor yourself, to look at yourself and decide what boundaries do you need to put up, like in what areas do you need to put up boundaries, and work on putting those boundaries up. Okay, I believe that's it for Lilith and Pisces. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. This is the final video of the Lilith series. Now I'll be moving on to bigger and brighter things. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I love you all. Bye-bye.